Sub-rogue. If sub-rogues are allowed, then tanks should be allowed. You know what? They are basically tanks, are in the West. West with them controversial, yet brave opinions here. I mean, you're not wrong, honestly. Sham coming back into these duels. Gonna be Anthrax. A little bit of a rematch between the two. Last time, I think, Sham just blasted out Ann, but this time, man, got everything available. Got himself full Crusade. Final Rex slamming down on the Sham. Big damage from the Enhancement Shaman. Blasted through the plated armor of a Paladin, though. Shield of Vengeance to give himself a little bit of cover, while Sham got himself full Bloodlust, full pets available. Still Sword and Board for Anthrax. Does going for the bubble. With the Regenerate, does not have to worry about the dampening whatsoever. Able to go for a full recovery. As Sham does get himself into hopefully a decent position. Totem down in order to keep Anthrax in place. It's going to take down Totem. Stun Totem to follow up. Trinket out of Anthrax. Delva stun to follow. Give Shamtard a bit of an opportunity to back up out of there into a stun. Knockback to follow. Able to avoid majority of that wake of ashes. That'll blast a blast into the guy back to back. As Sham taking a bit of damage. Anthrax also taking a lot of damage. Might be a blessing of protection. Does he have himself laying through layered hands instead? I was going to say Bop, but at this point, like, what do? Bop magic damage or Bop physical damage? Because Sham has just got both slamming at you from all angles. He's got big Wind Fury Storm Strikes that are all physical, and then you got Ellie Blast Lightning Bolts that are all magic, with Jareem going to be up next. Immediate Trinket out of Sham with a stun. Knows he's going to go for a blink. Does he himself, he doesn't have grounding, so that's going to put him in a bad spot. Into an interrupt on Jareem, able to at least hex him. Jareem can respond. Hold on a second, he can't decurse himself. This is perfect over for Sham. Able to get some damage in. Jareem trying to see if he can freeze the guy. Does get to freeze him. Is that going to be full burst? He does have a poly. Playing CC, mostly defensive right now. There's going to be a stun totem to follow, though. Rude back into Jareem as he's trying to go for yet another poly. Jareem actually might have met his match here. A Sham is going to blast him out. You got a frost bomb set up on the Sham. He's just going to ignore it as best as possible. That is not flurry, though, for Jareem that time, was it? Into Ray of Frost, cannot stop it. That's quite a bit of damage. Shamtard is taking big hits, goes in for a heal. That is going to be yet another frost bomb set up. Unless the first one was not a frostbomb setup. Mad damage to the Sham. Might put him behind, though, having to press a wall, but he's pressing a wall while he's already taking big hits. That's still big flurries. Lances might take you out. Trying to go for maybe a kick. Does he get to do it? He has a kick. He has a big frostbomb ready. Ice block. Sham might die to the block, though. Hold on. Does he die? Still takes a lot of damage. Guardian Spirits do end up helping him stabilize, though. As Jareem going for a recovery of his own, just cooling off a little bit. Totem down to his trap in place is going to be Poly. His double stuns are out. Able to bring the blink the totem almost. Oh no, Snowdrift is up. But unable to get himself a proper freeze onto Sham. Knockback to follow as Ellie Blast did crash upon you. Oh my goodness, the counters so far have been pretty great. Into a Ring of Frost over for Jareem. As Sham trying to get himself an angle onto the mage. Shift of Power does let Jareem recover a lot of the cooldowns, offensively and defensively. Shamtard with a big primordial setup. Sunder to follow. Big zaps right after. Massive damage on Jareem. Trying to see if he can live it. Might be a second block unless he's just dead right here. Oh, trying to go for a kick. Does get a juke, but it doesn't matter. The guy's so low. And it's going to be Talrion up next. This man, it's been a while since we really watched him play a full game. Full enemy team 2 is ready. Talrion just got to find a way to fight through the totems, fight through the CC of Sham, catch him in on the back foot, and then capitalize on him with a massive war breaker and just shatter the man's defenses and his pride and his bones and literally everything. Is going to be a totem keeping Talrion at bay. Does get to avoid the stun totem, though. Second stun totem is up. Is going to stop in place. Sham with a trinket. So is Tal. Tal taking huge hits with the elemental blast. Just put him in a critical into a lasso that's going to get him so low. Tal needs a defensive here. He might be busting out a parry at this point. Wall up for Sham. Parry up for Tal. It's not going to stop all the magic damage going through. Does get himself a big bleed onto Shamtard, who doesn't have any more defenses available. Talrion with a reflect. Sham with a root to follow. Tal at least is able to recover a little bit of health from those raptors, but Sham is on an execute reach. If Talrion can reconnect, land a couple of those executes, he'll be golden. I think he's waiting for a big leap. Does he get a leap? He does not. At least the raptors do fall off of him. Got himself a defensive stance as the lightning bolts are coming through, trying to see if he can back up out of there. But this one lone raptor is not going to let you get any recovery at all, because he can't get any second wind healing out of the flame shocks, though, which is super unfortunate. Tal does drop down a banner in case there's any CC from Sham, as he got himself a fear. Does he still have dots on him? Because he could potentially wait out until Shadow Meld. Almost got himself a proper reset, though. Almost done onto Sham with a disarm right after. Got himself maybe potentially Wig Warbreaker. Battle stance at the ready. Sham just sees a little more damage. Reflect up on the lasso, which is so perfect. Stun right back from Telvion. It's going to be a totem down. Shamtar looking to get himself some distance. Does going for the Alien Blast. Not enough to take down Tel. Tel knows there's a second totem going to be stunning him in a second. He'll give Shamtar an opportunity to have a go. Zap from a mile away. Raptors are charging in. And Tel, I think, is just going to go down to the dots. Does end up getting eaten by those Raptors. With Shamtar holding the fort over for the team too. With Fassel going to be up next, sending out his pets with a big demonology pet into an interrupt onto Shadow. Sham is in a position where he's not quite in shambles. He got himself a wall, Trinket at the ready, hopefully soonish, Guardian not available, and does what looks like have Raptors as well as a Bloodlust ready for this one. He gotta find a way to crack the defenses of Fassel. Ever since the reward demonology a little bit though, they're no longer reliant on that Tyrant. Their base pets do so much more damage, it's actually terrifying. Still quite a bit of a burst window when a Tyrant is out, but it buffs their pets. As the Tyrant itself kind of loses a lot of its own like base power itself. So it helps that demonology a ton, but that totem is going to try to keep those pets in place though. And at least he's going to share an opportunity. Double stun to Fassel, got himself at least a little bit of healing using that mana, but doesn't have the Maelstrom to follow up with it. Fassel with a slow, got himself a port called Dreadsuckers, cannot interrupt it. As Sham looking to get himself a charge, Lightning Lasso, but it's going to be an Axe Toss down. Fassel raining down a couple of those hand and gold down meteors, taking them out. All Fassel's going to do is get a couple of pets over at the enemy target, right? And then stay away from them. Let the pets tear them apart. Let a Demon Doggos bite. Let the imps cast. Let the main Felguard blast with his big old axe. Sepsis down into Fassel. As two Fassel's going to be up next. Trying to see if he can blast out Fassel. Does go in for a port. Does he have a gateway? I don't think he does anymore. He got to find a way to get this rogue off of his back right now. It's going to be Axos into a fear too fast. Does not have a trinket anymore. Has himself a Cloak of Shadows in case he needs to Fassel. Taking quite a lot of damage from this rogue's go though. It does at least have full control over the rogue. Cloak of Shadows right after. Does have the pets. Tyrant join in. That's a lot of physical damage for Too Fast to deal with. Even though with Cloak of Shadows he's not in a great spot, he's going to be able to escape. The one thing that Warlocks don't have, at least Demonology Warlocks, unless they're running Doom or the new tier said, is they don't really have any kind of damage over time or delayed damage as part of their kit right now. Saps out by Too Fast as Fassel, not in a fantastic spot, needs his pet in order to be able to stop Too Fast immediately. Or sit down and get himself as much food as he can, trying to catch up. Immediate board as the Shadow Streak comes out for the rogue, does get the Axos to stop him in place. He needs a Mortal Call right after. Does he get the Mortal? He doesn't get the Mortal ahead of time. He went for Demon Bolt instead. Too Fast able to get a bit of damage in. Does he have cooldowns though? It doesn't look like Too Fast has any CDs for the time being. Dreadsuckers join in. Final vanish out of the rogue until we see about another minute. For Fassel, that was a recovery. It's gonna go for the eyes. Actually, that might be the play. Get aggressive. Send the pets in there. Send your Demon Doggers as well as your main pet in. If you have yourself a Vile Fiend too, that'd be huge. Does get Demon Bolts in. Second stun. Double Felguard. Demon Doggers. That's perfect. Oh, I don't think there's a way for Too Fast to deal with it. Try to shot him out, but the pet's already spinning next to you. Blade storming you out of stealth. With Lil God gonna be up next, charging in. It's gonna be immediate Curse of Exhaustion by the Warlock. Fort right next to the gate. Got himself a bit of a dark back, but Lil God got full crusade. This is a big Haymaker Paladin, full all-out offensive. Go here. Fassel will not be able to survive it if it sticks around any longer. Might be just in a dead spot, and Lil does let him slam it down to him. Needs Grifka to come out of stealth immediately. Maybe your AoE finds him somehow. I don't even know how that happened. Lil does have a human racial, could break out of the first stun. Grifka does have a blind case. He needs to wall meter for God. Lil God does human racial out of it. Mad damage out of the rogue. Still mad damage out of the belly. Oh, what is that eviscerate at the end? I'm sorry, what? That was a full Sepsis secret technique and eviscerate all collapsing all at once. Oh, and I think a girl almost bite there too, taking a bite out of the Paladin. With Musi gonna be up next. We got Musi and Rajani. I'm gonna call you. I know your name is not Rajani. It's Rajin. I'm gonna call you Rajani. I'm just gonna call you Rajani. All right, it's just gonna make it so much easier. I'll be able to sleep at night. It's wrong, but it's your nickname now. Capish? Because Grifka, his name is Grifika. I'll call him Grifka. It's Grifika. If you look closely, Grifika. There's an I after the F, but I ignore it. My brain ignores it. His name is Grifka from now on. I don't care. Jab onto Griff though, as he's gonna actually gouge out by Griff as well. Is able to get himself an escape away from the monk, trying to see if he can avoid him. Waiting for coolness to be back from Musi. He did have line of sight of the rogue for a second here. Does get in combat. Jab, but right into a kidney shot that does connect on the side of the guy. as Griff setting up a cheap shot, maybe a big go. Moosey may be in a lot of trouble. Lexip, secret technique does end up cleaving right through him. Trinket out of Griff though with evasion is able to avoid a lot of the Fist of Fury damage. Fist of Fury flying in all directions. Moosey needs himself a little bit of a breather, needs heals or something, mobility to at least escape a little bit, hand of freedom or ring of peace in order to get himself at least a little bit of space. Not in a great spot. Griff with a re-stealth. I think you just take him out right here. Try to go for a kick, doesn't quite connect. Kidney shot, it's over. It is over. Unless, I was gonna say, it's over. Griff just taking that Shadow Dance though momentum onto Rajani with a gouge right after. It's just gonna go for a cheap shot, gouge, look for that reset. Rajani, if you have yourself a root totem, does have a root totem. You should be able to stay on top of Griff as best possible. Flame Shock would have been great. Sunder almost connecting. So close. This is where you needed a Flame Shock first global. You see the rogue, Flame Shock him, Frost Shock him, whatever can work. Probably Flame Shock would have been better. Just to make sure you have that CC in there. You know? Man, does give Griff a slip up. Which is unfortunate. For Rajani, he has one set of no eyes. So it's really down to just like blind. He's literally out in the arena. Literally blind. He doesn't know where the rogue is going to come out. Trinket is available. Doesn't go for the knock. Trinket to follow. Mad Sepsis damage. He's just over. As soon as he plants the Sepsis, like this man is almost an assassination rogue at this point. His Sepsis does so much damage. For a poison on a subtlety spec, it does a lot. It's because it's common point builder and you can add a couple of towns together that amplify your next common point builder ability, and it's just so much. I gotta play around with it some more. All right, let's get ourselves another one going, boys. Yeah.